Did you know that most parts of Europe would be completely covered by forest if it wasn't for humankind? So what would happen if manhood disappeared overnight? Today, we are finding out. This time we're exploring an abandoned timber mill where everything was left behind. It looked like workers just left from one day to another. What had once been used to cut down the forest is now getting occupied by nature. How ironic. Today's episode starts somewhere at the German-Czech border. We were following a trail, or call it Urbex highway if you want, and we thought that it would directly lead us to our destination. But then, we discovered a stream between us and the sawmill.
Scheiße. Geht in der Trampelfahrt weiter?
Fuck.
Nee, das kriegt man nicht hin.
This ditch marks the frontier between Germany and the Czech Republic.
Vorne wird's enger. Vielleicht sind da Steine. Wir kommen nur rüber mit Steinen.
At this moment, we were located on the Czech side of the border, and we tried to figure out a way to cross over that stream. To be honest, there were much easier ways to get to the property, but we are mostly trying to take the most inconspicuous path as possible while approaching abandoned sites, even when it's extremely inconvenient.
Shit. Guck mal, wo der Fluss irgendwie die Straße kreuzt oder so.
But the fact that we were on some kind of beaten track showed us that there had to be a way across the water somewhere. And in fact, upstream we found an improvised bridge.
Ah, pass auf, ist bestimmt rutschig.
Alter Shit. Ich würde springen hier an der Stelle. Gucken wir nicht her?
So while doing Urbex, you should always remember, you're never the first ones exploring an abandoned place, which means there's probably a way in. You just have to find it. The first thing we saw was wood. It was everywhere. Even though the big building complex consists of different parts, we found wood in all the structures. It's rare to find that many machines in such pristine condition while exploring abandoned sites. In the past, most of them were used for all different kinds of wood processing.
Oh, dieser Geruch hier ist so schön. Von dem Holz. Das riecht übelst geil.
According to our sources, the lumber mill was founded at the end of the 19th century. Back then, and until the permanent closure of the establishment some years ago, mainly wood wool was produced here. It's a product that is used in a wide range of applications. Amongst others, you can find it in animal farming, as packaging supplies, or as an insulating material. Originally, Excelsior was used to produce wound dressings and even tampoons. In consequence of the communization during the time of the Socialist German Democratic Republic, this company became a people-owned enterprise. After the German reunification, only a part of the factory was still in use. The other has been decaying ever since. A new company was founded. The production and trade of wood wool was still the main task, but other timber products were fabricated here too. For example, wooden facades or timber beams. The workers of this factory also attended to interior accessories and lightweight constructions. But around 10 years ago, the company was liquidated and the building complex consequently abandoned. Since then, the site has been rotting away.
Was die hier wohl bauen wollten?
Meinst du, hier lief mal ein Fight Club?
Oh, ist aber ein ziemlich kleiner Ring.
Ja, das ist die heftige Liga.
We even discovered a sales area. Over here, parquet flooring, laminate and carpeting were displayed. But also other kinds of timber products could be viewed by customers. Meanwhile, most of the material was stolen. And yeah, for some reasons, there was a vast number of hay rolls, which was stored right next to the small sales area. What looked like a residential house to us at first glance turned out to be the office of the enterprise. Writing desks with computers and plenty of files. As it seems, this place was rifled through already, several times. As you saw earlier in this episode, there are tracks located right next to the plant. In former times, there was a direct access to this rail network.
Hier fuhr mal früher eine Bahn rein. Da konntest du direkt dein Holz, was du gerade geschnitten hast, exportieren nach Tschechien.
Hast du mal eine Lore gefunden hier? Geil. Die müsste doch theoretisch. Oh geil, die haben sogar so eine Weichenscheibe.
Ah, okay, deswegen.
Aber die ist eigentlich richtig eingestellt. Raus bitte. Jo, okay, hier geht's irgendwie ein bisschen runter. Ach, ist das herrlich.
It's difficult to find abandoned buildings which have such an amount of inventory, even after several years of vacancy. We were glad that this site was pretty much spared vandals and metal thieves. It was really interesting to stroll around the buildings, dealing with all the different kinds of machines and workstations. We spent 2 hours in the old plant, and we would have loved to stay longer. But it was getting dark outside and we had to set off. We needed to find a place for the night. Because after this exhausting day full of Urbex, we had to be ready for our next adventure. But see for yourselves in the following episode. We hope you liked our latest video. Since the last one, your support on our Patreon page grew significantly. Thank you so much for your faith in us and entrusting your hard-earned money to our project. We won't let you down. See you next time, guys.